Good evening and thank you for joining us. Carly, I mean, the word fan is short for fanatics, and Mr. Bebo there might definitely qualify.
Yeah, I think so. And you know what? Honestly, this is probably the best story, in my opinion anyways, to come out of this entire Winnipeg Jets saga. Not only because he grew up in Winnipeg and loved the team, but he's right here in Lloydminster. Yep. So this is a story that you are going to want to see.
We are looking forward to that. Gerard, what are we looking forward to in the weather forecast?
Lovely weather indeed. More of it to come. Mixed day it's been. Got to a high of 21 after we forecast 25 yesterday. 37% is that humidity. The winds have been north-northeast. Right now it's basically calm, even for that 4 kilometers an hour that you're seeing. A UV reading of 4 that we got up to today, even with those clouds. What we're looking at as we compare across the region, a similar story in the Cold Lake area for that 21 with mixed conditions. And the Battlefords, my word, enjoying the better of the sunshine at 22. Tell you a bit more about it in our second segment.
A young man from Chauvin is dead after being electrocuted on Tuesday afternoon. The 24-year-old man was hand-pushing a grain auger when it came into contact with overhead power lines. When the equipment hit the lines, the young man was electrocuted. His father came to help him and was also electrocuted when he touched the auger. Both men were rushed to Wainwright Hospital. The 24-year-old was pronounced dead at the hospital. His father is in stable condition with electrical burns to his body. We learned yesterday that convicted serial killer Clifford Olson is reportedly only days away from his death. That news brought out mixed emotions in the victims' families this week. Whitney Stinson spoke with one victim's mother here in Lloydminster who's coping with the pain all over again.
Dee Johnston remembers it well. It was Easter, 1981, around the breakfast table. She was listening to the radio about an abducted child in Alabama.
And I remember so clearly making the statement, I can't imagine how those parents must feel. And 2 hours later, Art's mom called and said that Colleen hadn't come home the night before.
Colleen was 13 years old. On April 16, 1981, she was abducted, raped, and eventually murdered. It was months before they found her body, and even longer before her murderer was put behind bars. But even then, Dee couldn't find peace. Olson was given $100,000 to lead the RCMP to the bodies of his victims, and after his 25th year in jail passed, he has applied for parole relentlessly every 2 years in hopes of getting out, always stirring up emotions for Dee.
And that was a joke, because why would he even think he was going to get an early release?
And this week, the emotions are high again. Corrections Canada informed her Olson has been receiving medical treatments for cancer, and he will probably die within the month.
I can't be unhappy. I can't say that I'm unhappy that he's going to die, and painfully.
Her family has suffered tremendously since they lost their daughter. 2 years later, Colleen's father passed away from alcohol poisoning. Dee says he couldn't take it anymore. But even with Olson passing, she says this news doesn't bring her any peace.
I don't think anybody's going to have real peace. It's never going to happen.
Still, knowing her tax dollars won't pay for his accommodations anymore is a small comfort, but she says only time will tell if his passing creates any sense of closure.
I was raised to believe that you don't wish ill of anyone, you don't hope somebody dies, and yet my gut reaction is yes, 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 it's time.
Whitney Stinson, Newcap News.
Small business owners from around the border city converged on Lakeland College on Wednesday. They're hoping to learn about innovative ways to grow their companies.
The incubator is designed to help accelerate small business growth.
These local entrepreneurs were soaking up as much as they could about a new program aimed at helping fledgling businesses.
It's a combination of programs, service, and facility, all located in one central location. And basically, the goal of it is to help grow small business and ensure the success of the entrepreneur in the region.
On top of the incubator project, they were also learning about ways to get their hands on free cash.
Tonight's evening was about talking with entrepreneurs and small business owners about where there is funding to help them with their business.
Harm says the federal and provincial governments make a surprising amount of funding available, but it's sometimes tricky to know exactly how to access it.
So if you go and Google how much funding is out there, there's probably over 3,000 programs. There's probably something for every business. The problem is figuring it out.
The incubator project is officially being launched on October 20th.